Hello everyone, this is Darky again. This time bringing to you a battle not for the SDL but for the PBU. This is a new league that I've joined. I'll make a video essentially going over every team and give my thoughts on each of them. This is a league started by my good friend Nico, who, as you know, is otherwise known as the Orlando Magikarp's coach for the SDL. This is the PPU stands for the Pokemon Battle Union, as you can see our Discord here. And for the first week, I am going to battle Tarheel. So I won't go over my team in detail, as I'm saving that up for the video, the overview video. However, in the meanwhile, let me just go over my opponent's team real quick, and then I'll detail what I'm going to bring, and we're going to start the battle promptly. So as we can see, my opponent is Tarheel of the Charlotte Carbinks. My opponent's got Skarmory, Entei, Mimikyu, Porygon 2, Araquanid, Primeape, Megalarias, Weavile. This league allows the players to choose one Pokemon on their team that is going to be allowed to use Z moves. There are a couple of restrictions on Z moves. I'm going to detail those in the video, the other video. But basically, Weavile is his Z move user. You've got the Nihilego, Rotom Cut, and Carbink, the mascot. Sorry if my voice does anything weird. I have a bit of a cold, and sometimes the air passes weird through my trachea. So I'm sorry about that. In any case, let's take a look at the team. So I've got Tuximilia, the Tuxapex, with the Toxic Spikes, Recover Infestation, Light Screen, Rocky Helmet, Regenerator, max defense, max HP, very standard set. I'm bringing this because of it's a good switch in for Mimikyu, which I'm very scared of. I know more than anyone else how powerful and dangerous Mimikyu is in this format. I've been using it successfully in the SDL now for a few weeks, and I end up bringing it just about every week, and I am essentially expecting Mimikyu again this week. Texapex is a solid counter against it, and it will be able to take even a Source Dance boosted hit fairly well. It's also a good switch in for Araquanid, and if Primeape isn't bended, I'll eat up Earthquakes. If it is, I can probably come in on a close combat instead. And it's a good switch in for Weavile as well. I don't think Weavile learns anything that really threatens me. Of course, aside from the knockoff, which makes me lose my item, which would be a bit unfortunate. Nihilego is a bit dangerous. Rotom Cut Carbink. I can stay in Carbink and set up the Toxic Spikes and even the Light Screen if I want to, which would be pretty great. Expecting my opponent to bring Megalarias with the defog this game. In any case, that was Tuximilia. Next is Shujinko, my own Z user. However, we are not bringing a Z move this week. We are bringing Nasty Plot, Vacuum Wave, Psyshock, and Ice Beam with the Select Berry. Base speed should allow us to outspeed any tank. My opponent wants to bring. It will allow us to KO most Pokemon. Of course, I have to be wary of the Mimikyu. And if Weavile is usually a counter to Mew, Vacuum Wave ensures that I'm going to one-hit KO it back no matter what. I'm going to be able to KO the Primeape, going to be able to KO the maybe not the Araquanid before boost, but maybe after a boost and Stealth Rock damage. Psyshock will do terribly good damage against even an Assault Vest. Araquanid, since of course we're going to be hitting the defense with the Psyshock. Good damage against Garbink, Rotom Cut. Of course, KOing the Nihilego is going to be easy. We're a bit bulky, and Megalarias won't appreciate the Ice Beams once we've set up. Next we've got Togeko, a very standard Togekiss. I'm not going to dwell on it. Speed is such as to outspeed a Jolly Weavile, which is the fastest mon on my opponent's team. Next we've got Bullocks, the Cobalion. Cobalion, Expert Belt, Justified, Stealth Rock, Close Combat, Iron Head, Volt Switch. This is most likely going to be my lead. I'm going to be able to either set up Stealth Rocks on mostly anything, Volt Switch out against a threatening Pokemon like Skarmory or Entei, or even the Mimikyu if I want to. If I decide not to stay in, fearing maybe the Will-O-Wisp, which I'm going to use Scout for. Good mon against Porygon 2, I can Volt Switch out against Requidid. I'm going to switch out against the Primate in order to scout for the item and the set. Wouldn't stay in on this. I would Volt Switch out against the Megalarias. I would stay in against the Weavile. No, I would actually switch out against the Weavile, fearing the Z move Low Kick. Out Pummeling might be able to KO me, and I would scout for that, switching into Toxapex probably. I stay in against the Nihilego. I am actually EV'd in order to outspeed it by exactly 1 point, no matter what, unless of course it is carved. I would Volt Switch out against the Rotom and stay in against the Carbink. So most likely my lead. We've got Saminuta, which, by the way, Shishinko and Saminuta are obviously Japanese. Shishinko means protagonist, which I thought was fitting, and Saminuta means Shark Song, which is a bit of a reference to Sweetness and Lightning, if you've seen that anime. Wherein the protagonist makes a very cute song about sharks and being careful about them. So you've got the speed boost. Of course, this league also does not enforce Mega Evolving on the first turn, so we're going to be able to maybe get a speed boost, hide behind a sub, maybe coming in against the Nihilego. Waterfall Crunch hits pretty much everything neutrally against my opponent's team, if not super effectively. And Feint is specifically in order to surprise an Entei if the game drags on and my opponent's weekend comes in with the Entei on the Sharpedo with the intent to KO it. I want to have a +2 priority move in order to outspeed it and possibly KO it before he kills me with the extreme speed. Very situational, but I couldn't think of a better move to put it in its place. And next we've got Bahamut. Bahamut, the Arcanine, a bit of a pun there. You've got the Toxic Morning Sun. Dragon Pulse Flamethrower. This is especially defensive Arcanine in order to maybe come in against the non-surf using Megalarias. And that will be pretty much it. So we're going to send a challenge to our opponent. Fight a user. General. What was it? General Tart Heal in a single word. Open. Challenge. I'm just going to make sure that my team is full of level 50 mons. I'm going to ask my opponent to do the same. 50. So everything looks alright. I don't have any hidden powers to worry about. So we're going to challenge them in a custom game with the team. So I'm going to open Damage Calcs just in case. And there's currently a battle going on in DFDL as well. This looks to be Gentle versus Purple, perhaps. Let's take a quick peek while our opponent responds to our battle. Yeah, so things are progressing really fast over there. As we can see, Purple is in a bit of a tough spot. However, this is not what we are going to concern ourselves with. Sorry about that. What we're concerned about is General Tar Heel and his team. I suppose while we wait for him, I could go over the rules here. rules that were established by Nico. So this is a 12-week season. Play everyone in the league once. Play your division rival twice. No Mega Evil on first turn. So yes, we are in divisions. Level 50 matches. Matches must be done by the end of the week. If you know a match can't be done by the end of the week, you need to organize yourself. Speed passing is allowed. Z moves, and this is the part that's um, the interesting part, I suppose. Um, He's got the Z moves banned are Z parting shot, Z memento, all Z moves that give full health, and all Omni Z moves. Omni Z moves referencing Z celebrate and Z happy horror, for instance, or Z trick or treat, which I know are all Omni boost. Every team gets one Z captain, which holds the Z crystal. Munium Z is banned, unfortunately. I can't use Genesis Supernova. Bright Powder is banned, and the Soul Dew is allowed. In any case, you two, General Tar Heel, or just Tar Heel, rather. Good luck and have fun. And let's take a look at your team, Tar Heel. Tar Heel, you brought Nihilego, Megalarias, Rotom Cut, Porygon 2, Skarmory, and Weavile. Now, that's a bit weird. I suppose Nihilego is going to be his Stealth Rocker. I don't really have anything to spin away or defog rocks with me right now, so having Skarmory set up spikes would be problematic if that's what he's going to want to go for. I'm not expecting him to run defog on the Megalarias, or at least Megalarias might be offensive this time, judging by the looks of the team, unless he's going more bulk. But I feel like Porygon 2 and Skarmory are going to be the Pokemons on this team. I fear we're going to have to face a offensive Latias. Let's see. That's not all too bad. I can still lead with the Cobalion if I want to, which I probably will. So yes, let's start with that, shall we? So we're going to start off the battle against Tar Heel with Bullocks coming in against the Rhythm Cut. Now we don't know if my opponent's Scarf, we don't know if my opponent's Specs, we don't know if my opponent's actually defensive with the Will-O-Wisp. He could be Scarfed Will-O-Wisp, but I doubt that. If he is, good play on my opponent's part, but I really don't think that's... Sorry about that, there's a call, but I'm going to have to close that, actually. And, yeah, it was from my parents, I believe. Hopefully nothing too important going on. So in any case, we're going to vote switch out here into most likely Bahamut, rather, not Bahamut, you know. So yes, vote switch out into Bahamut. If he outspeeds us, yes, obviously he's scarfed. That's odd. In any case, seems like I got voicemail, which is rare. So yeah, let's go into Bahamut, expecting probably the Will-O-Wisp then. As my opponent vote switches out as well, this looks like spec damage. As we all know, I am especially defensive. That did a lot actually. That's not good for me at all. In comes the threat. What do I want to switch into? I want to switch into this thing. Rock move won't do much damage to me. Thunder Wave won't do much damage to me. He's probably going to set up procs, unfortunately. But there's nothing I can do about that. Let's go. In comes the Power Gem. That does nothing thanks to the double resist. My opponent is going to be threatened out here, so I think I'm going to go for a Stealth Rocks. There's a good chance, as good a chance as any, to set them up. In comes Skarmory. A good pick, good switch. But we're going to vote switch out against it. Immediately putting on some pressure against my opponent. The vote switch should deal decent damage as we are a... no, actually, he switches out into Gonzalez. This is my chance to go for a more offensive option. Let's just look at the stats for this thing. 151. And we know his specs. How much damage does Togeko do against this thing? Togekiss. With the flamethrower, maximum special attack, modest. Modest 252. Flamethrower against a Rodent Cut. Oh, let me see. I'm looking for choice specs. Flamethrower doesn't do nearly enough, actually. It doesn't. Alright. I could go for flinches. Although, to be fair, do I need Togeko for anything else? Do I need her for anything else than going for the KO on this thing? It's not going to help me out against the Larias. Well, it could if I flinch, of course, but that'd be a little cheap, perhaps. Perhaps. Sharpedo has just enough speed to substitute against this thing, which would be interesting. And I could go into this, tank the electric move, and go for the ice beams, which I feel would be pretty good. I could go into this, tank the volt switch, and heal up with the morning sun, but if he decides to go for the thunderbolt, it might actually put me in KO range. I might be in KO range of the thunderbolt. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to go into Togeto and go into Togeko and bait the. I could bait this thing here and go for the Side Shock and hopefully maybe kill. That might be the play. Alright, let's think about this carefully. I'm my opponent right now, and Togekiss came in on me, and this says that I am most likely Scarfed. He's going to cock and know that I'm going to do very good damage against the. I think the play here is going for Side Shock. Expecting my. No, he's going to Volt Switch. He's going to tank one hit anyways. We go for the Air Slash. Or the Flamethrower once. And then we switch out, expecting the Nihilego or the Larias to want to come in. I think that might be the best play. Or he's going to Volt Switch out actually. And Volt Switch. If he Volt Switches, he's going to pressure us a bit. But alright, yeah, let's go for that. Flamethrower. As we actually KO. Did I count this right? What's wrong with this? Oh, I didn't calc for a Rotom Cut. I calced for a regular Rotom, which explains the damage discrepancy. So this whole debate was for naught, as Togeko actually easily lands KO against the Rotom Cut. I got worried over nothing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a bit sick, as I've said earlier, and I suppose I missed that one detail. Didn't pick the right Rotom for the cock. So of course I wouldn't do over 100% damage this way. Yeah. I figured it was a bit of a underwhelming damage for a especially offensive mon, but oh well. I won't dwell on it. I mustn't, essentially. Now, I think Togekiss outspeeds a Rotom if it's timid. Naturally outspeeds. So my opponent might debate whether or not I am Scarfed or a Specs variant, maybe, or if I'm just max special defense, max speed, I mean, offensive. Depending on what he predicts, he's going to switch in. He's going to switch in Heligo if he decides I am Specs or Scarf. If he decides, he could also switch in the Mega Latias if he has anything to set up with. Otherwise, he's going to go into, most likely go into Weavile if he figures I am neither of those two. If he thinks I'm just timid and not choiced, he's going to go into Weavile. In comes the Porygon 2 for some reason. Does he intend to Thunder Wave me? I think this is a good chance for me to go into Arcanine, so I'm going to. In comes the Thunder Wave. I don't really care about that. Next, I'm going to expect Nihilego to want to come in, so I'm going to go into Bullux. He still outsped that. No, he's going for the trick attack, the try attack, and he lands the Freeze. Oh, that is bad. That is not good. That is not good. That is not good at all. Oh boy. I am getting very unlucky with these matches. Shit. What do I do now? I don't want to stay in and risk my opponent to, I don't want to stay in and risk anything. I'm going to want to switch out into something, but what? That's just my luck, isn't it? I could go into this, but he's probably rocking the Thunderbolt, and I don't want to take those. Not before I set up Light Screen. I could go back into this, but I think he's going to go for the... He could switch out here as well. I think switching out here might be the better play. Expecting my opponent to switch out, I'm going to go into Arcanine now. As he goes for the Thunderbolt, doesn't do any damage. So my opponent did predict, either predict the Taximilia or Thunderbolt is the best move he can go for against Pollux. Whichever the case, I'm going to go for the Morning Sun here on the incoming Heligo. Or not. Apparently, I'm going to fully paralyze. This is not off to a good start. Or rather, we were off to a good start until that freeze happened. Let's think about this carefully. I can go into this, stack it, even if he wants to go for the nasty plot and take his chance to KO me here. I can then go into this and potentially KO with the Psyshock. So that's what we're going to go for. Let's go into Cobalion, as we don't really need a frozen Pokemon. That did very good damage. That it did. Alternatively, this could be our chance to go into Sharpedo and threaten our opponent. Maybe go for the substitute on the switch to probably this, but then I can't hurt Skarmory really. So yeah, how about we go into Togeco and go for the Psyshock and maybe trick our opponent into staying in? Because right now they know that they can KO us. They can KO us if they do land the power gem. We are going to be one hit KO'd by a boosted Nihilego. So are we going to be able to bait in the greed of the opponent? As we do manage to land the KO on the Nihilego, my opponent stayed in. Maybe they didn't think I was carved after all, but now they definitely know they're going to go into Weavile. They're going to go into Weavile. I can't imagine my opponent's going to want to do anything else. No, they're going into Skarmory. This might be, my opponent might think it's their chance to go for the hazards of their own. In which case I'm just going to go into Arcanine. I don't really need to fear anything. This might be our chance to heal up, as they do go into Stealth Rock. So in before rocks, as we all know. My opponent is going to want to switch in the Mega Latias most likely, so I'm going to go for Toxic, as my opponent stays in and goes for the Whirlwind. Good play. We're going to be switched into this. I think this is my chance to go for Trick. But if my opponent goes into this, I'm screwed. So I'm just going to Air Slash. As my opponent goes into Latias, we do a solid 29% damage. Unfortunately for my opponent, the hacks I got on the the hacks on the Arcanine and the hacks on the box means that I kind of have to stay in and go for flinches. As we do a solid 30% damage. Do not land any flinches, however. I am Serene's Grace, am I not? Yes, I am. How fast is this thing? 178. Going to have to go for the Air Slash once again, as in comes this thing. Do a solid 26%. I kind of want my opponent to switch me out with the Whirlwind. I really do. I would have switched out if my opponent sent out the Porygon, however. Just looking real quick if we do land the flinch, we're going to go for the Air Slash yet again. We get the flinch this time, we do. So while it is a bit cheap, I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I have no qualms with it. Not if there are threes and a pair of hacks on in all important heal. I don't feel bad. So we're going to go into this. If he Thunder Waves, it's not going to do anything. If he goes for the Recover, that was, yeah, his best chance of healing up. We're going to go for the Morning Sun right here. Hopefully this time is going to work. My opponent is going to be threatened out by the Toxic possibly, or he's going to try and go for the KO, as he outspeeds us now, I believe. If he does have the ability to, nope. Looks like we got, damn. Alright, let's go for the Morning Sun yet again. As my opponent roosts. We are finally able to go for a Morning Sun, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Finally, we are able to pull off a move. So now we're going to go for the, nope, never mind. We are not going to go for a Flamethrower. We are going to, unfortunately, be stuck in Paralysis. Maybe this time we can go for the Flamethrower. Maybe this time. I would really appreciate it if I could land a hit. Thank you. As we do land the KO on the Skarmory with the Flamethrower. Unfortunately, this means my opponent was able to set up a few layers of spikes, which is going to be problematic for Mew, but also for this thing as it switches in, and for the Sharpedo. Now we're going to go for the Dragon Pulse here, or rather for the Toxic. Yes, let's go for Toxic, as we are going to tank this Psychic very easily. However, we miss the Toxic, and we get the Special Defense drop. Please, stop. Save me, someone, from this hell. So we're going to go for the morning sun here. Um, maybe my opponent is going to, nope, Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is a fair play. How much speed is 188 Mega Sharpedo? Yeah, that's not enough. Alright. This might be our chance to go into this. So let's do it. Let's go into this and set up a nasty plot. I don't think my opponent KOs if they go for any move. If they do, it's because they went for a Draco Meteor, and if they don't kill me and put me into select range, that would be great. That would be real great. Alright, so we do get off the nasty plot. Is this the late game sweep we've all been waiting for? Let us find out. This Porygon 2 will not appreciate the +2 Ice Beam plus the Psyshock if it decides to come in. This thing will not appreciate the Vacuum Wave. This thing dies if it stays in. So let's go for the Ice Beam as we do take the Thunderbolt. My one's going to go down to the Toxic plus the Ice Beam damage. Wonderful. Wonderful. Please come in with Weavile. In comes the Weavile. In comes the Weavile. We've been waiting for this all game. Let's go for the Vacuum Wave. As we KO Napoleon the Weavile easily enough. In comes this thing, which is screwed, by the way, because I am going to be able to go for the trick if anything happens to this thing. And from there, it's going to be a good game, as I am going to slowly but surely KO it with Toxic Pex, depending on the move he goes for, or this if he goes for anything else. So let's go for the Psyshock here, as we do a solid 44%. On the critical hit tri-attack, which is going to buff our speed, let's go for a Psyshock yet again for the KO. GG, Tar Heel. This was a very hacksy game. I did land a bit of a few flinches with the Togekiss, however I tried not to depend on them. Very useful against the Skarmory, however. I do feel that I got the short end of the stick on this battle, however. Very close game because of that. My remaining Pokemon could have been stalled out by a Porygon 2 had anything happened to the Mew, and that would have been terrible. Absolutely terrible. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you were entertained. I'm sorry I am so sick. And let's not forget to upload and share the replay. I'll see you guys around for more SDL battles, more PBU battles, and generally